Did we just celebrate a championship? Did we just witness the Boston Celtics hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy, revel in their dominant run, their incredible chemistry, and their seemingly perfect roster construction? Yes, we did. So, tell me, why? Why? Are we already talking about trading away key pieces? Is this some kind of twisted, cruel joke? The confetti hasn't even been fully swept up from the parquet floor, and reports are swirling, hinting at significant, even shocking, changes coming to the defending champions. And the name at the epicenter of the most likely trade scenario? None other than Jrue Holiday. This isn't mere chatter. This is a concrete projection, a stark whisper echoing the harsh, unforgiving realities of the NBA's financial landscape. Get ready, folks, because the business side of basketball is about to hit the Boston Celtics hard, and it could mean saying a premature goodbye to a fan favorite, a crucial championship contributor, and a true warrior. Let's take a deep breath, if we can, and acknowledge the magnificent achievement we just witnessed. The Boston Celtics, without question, were the undisputed kings of the NBA last season. They were deep, they were talented, and they played with a cohesion, a synchronized brilliance that was an absolute joy to behold. It was a masterpiece of teamwork, a symphony of skill. But as quickly as those championship cheers fade, the cold, hard numbers of the salary cap and the brutal new collective bargaining agreement come into sharp, unforgiving focus. This isn't just an off-season for the Celtics. This is the off-season. The decisions hammered out in the coming weeks and months will have ripple effects, reverberating through the franchise for the next half-decade. General Manager Brad Stevens and the front office are facing monumental choices. Which players are truly essential? Which are shockingly expendable? How aggressively can they pursue another championship next season while navigating truly crippling luxury tax penalties? This new CBA is a financial iron fist designed to punish high-spending teams severely, and the Celtics, with their star-laden roster, are squarely undeniably in the crosshairs. It's a brutal reality check, a splash of ice water, after a season of unbridled triumph. Amidst this raging financial storm, one name is reportedly emerging as the most likely candidate to be moved: Jrue Holiday. Now, I know that stings. It cuts deep for Celtics fans, and rightfully so. Holiday was an absolutely vital, indispensable part of their championship run, providing elite perimeter defense, timely, clutch scoring, and an invaluable veteran leadership that calmed nerves and steadied the ship. He's a winner, a tenacious competitor, a player who instantly, unequivocally made the Celtics better. So, the agonizing question: why him? According to multiple reports and shrewd analysis, several factors converge to make him the most probable trade piece in a necessary cost-cutting maneuver. Firstly, his age. Jrue is set to turn 35 soon. And while he's still playing at an incredibly high level, the whispers are there, the subtle signs of decline, though minimal, are noted. This isn't to say he's washed up, far from it. But teams are always wary of long-term financial commitments to players entering the twilight of their careers, especially when those commitments are financially significant. And significant they are. Holiday has 3 years remaining on his current contract, and he's due to earn a hefty $32.4 million next season. That's a colossal figure for a team desperately trying to reduce its luxury tax bill. Moving Holiday isn't about his lack of value. It's about the agonizing yet unavoidable intersection of his age, his substantial contract, and the team's dire financial situation. The ideal scenario for Boston, a grand slam if they can pull it off, is to shed his salary, gain vital flexibility, and potentially acquire assets, all without making the team significantly worse on the court. It's a monumental, almost impossible order, but one they reportedly have to explore with every fiber of their being. So, if Jrue Holiday is the most likely candidate to be moved, where could he possibly land, and what would the Celtics, the defending champions, get back in return? A projected trade scenario has surfaced, a deal that aims to achieve exactly that ideal scenario for Boston: financial relief and future flexibility. This proposed, eye-opening deal sends Jrue Holiday to an Eastern Conference rival, the Atlanta Hawks, in exchange for a package designed to be a home run for the Celtics' financial situation and future flexibility. In this reported trade, the Boston Celtics would receive Terrence Mann, Niang, and Kobe Buffkin from the Hawks, along with a protected first-round draft pick. In return, the Atlanta Hawks would acquire the championship-tested veteran, Jrue Holiday. On the surface, losing Holiday, a true difference-maker, might seem like an immediate and significant blow to the Celtics' on-court prowess. But the financial implications for Boston are nothing short of massive. This trade is projected to save the Celtics a staggering $4.2 million in salary cap space for the 2025-26 season alone. But the real, colossal savings come in the luxury tax. Shedding Holiday's salary would dramatically reduce the crippling tax penalties they face, potentially saving them tens of millions of dollars, a sum that could make or break their ability to retain their core in the future. This deal, fundamentally, is less about acquiring immediate, equivalent talent and more about expertly navigating the brutal financial landscape brutally imposed by the new CBA. Let's break down exactly what the Celtics would be getting back in this projected deal from the Atlanta Hawks. They would acquire 3 players and that all-important draft pick. Terrence Mann is a solid, versatile guard, known for his tenacious perimeter defense and his ability to contribute in multiple ways off the bench. He's a reliable rotation player, a gritty competitor who fits the Celtics' defensive identity like a glove. Niang is a stretch four, a veteran who can provide some much-needed floor spacing and three-point shooting, albeit at times inconsistently. His potential role becomes even more intriguing if the Celtics also decide to trade Sam Hauser, as Niang could potentially step into a similar spot in the rotation, providing that critical outside threat. Neither Mann nor Niang are all-stars, and they certainly don't replicate Jrue Holiday's unique two-way, championship-level impact. But what they are solid professional players who can contribute valuable depth, especially during the relentless grind of the regular season.
Then there's Kobe Buffkin. He was a 15th overall pick in the most recent draft, but hasn't exactly set the NBA on fire yet. However, at just 20 years old, he represents a young asset with undeniable potential, a raw talent waiting to be molded. Or, perhaps more importantly, he's a valuable piece that the Celtics could potentially leverage in a future trade to acquire another, more immediate needed asset. Finally, the protected first-round pick provides valuable draft capital, adding another future asset to the Celtics, increasingly stock covered. While the immediate on-court impact of Mann and Niang might not fully replace Holiday's, the combined package of depth, a promising young asset, a future pick, and truly immense financial savings makes this projected deal incredibly appealing from a team-building and crucial financial perspective. Now, let's pivot and look at this from the Atlanta Hawks' perspective. Why in the world would they do this? The answer is simple, powerful, and clear. They get a proven, championship-level veteran leader in Jrue Holiday. Atlanta's been trying desperately to find the right pieces around their superstar, Trae Young, and Holiday represents an absolutely perfect complementary fit. He's an elite defender, a relentless stopper who can take on the toughest perimeter assignments, working alongside a player like Dyson Daniels to form a formidable defensive backcourt. This would significantly ease the defensive burden on Trae Young, liberating him to focus even more on his electrifying offensive strengths. Holiday also brings invaluable playoff experience, a steadying hand, and a calming veteran presence to a relatively young Hawks team. He's a high-character player, a true professional, who can help instill a winning culture, a much-needed championship DNA within the franchise. Furthermore, in this specific projected trade, the Hawks aren't giving up any of their core young prospects outside of Buffkin, who, as we discussed, hasn't fully established himself. Nor are they parting with significant draft capital beyond that protected first-round pick. This allows them to acquire a high-impact, immediate contributing veteran while still retaining crucial assets for potential future moves, whether that involves continuing to build around Young or exploring other avenues for franchise growth. For Atlanta, this is a move that immediately makes them better, more competitive in the Eastern Conference, and crucially, addresses a key, gaping need for defense and veteran leadership in their backcourt. It's a win-win, a true strategic play for both sides, albeit for very different reasons. So, the whispers are growing louder, morphing into a palpable hum. Despite winning the championship, the Boston Celtics are reportedly facing immense financial pressure that makes trading Jrue Holiday the most likely scenario for a necessary, albeit painful, cost-cutting move this offseason. This projected trade with the Atlanta Hawks, involving Terrence Mann, Niang, Buffkin, and protected first-round pick for Holiday, appears to be precisely the kind of deal that addresses Boston's urgent financial woes while bringing back solid depth and crucial future assets. It's a stark, almost brutal, reminder that even at the absolute pinnacle of success, the business side of the NBA is relentless, unforgiving, and ever-present. If a similar deal is truly available on the market, reports suggest the Celtics shouldn't hesitate. It will be absolutely fascinating to witness how Brad Stevens, a true chess master, navigates this challenging offseason and what monumental moves he ultimately makes. All right, Celtics fans, Hawks fans, NBA fans everywhere, what is your immediate, unfiltered reaction to this projected trade scenario? Does the very idea of trading Jrue Holiday so soon after winning the championship make your blood boil with anger and indignation? Or do you, with a clear head, understand a cold, hard, inescapable financial necessity? Let me know your honest thoughts, your passionate opinions, and your wildest predictions in the comments section below. Your insights are what make this community vibrant and genuinely great. So don't be shy. And hey, if you found this breakdown informative, insightful, and want to stay ahead of all the major NBA offseason news, rumors, and earth-shattering moves, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.